How's Cars and Bids doing?
Good. Strong. My best year ever last year. We're doing really well. We hired a new CEO about a year ago who's done a great job really optimizing the business for success. And we're running the most auctions we've ever run. We're selling the most cars we've ever sold. And things are good.
How does the CEO run the business different from you?
Oh, let me be clear. I didn't run the business, nor am I qualified to. Okay, I make YouTube videos as a profession. Like I shouldn't be running a business. Okay, but he's a CEO. Like it's interesting. I've now that I'm in this world, like it's interesting to see kind of people who operate at a high business level operate. You know, like they know what to do. They have like an instinct. Like I have an instinct about cars and about driving. Like they have an instinct about like, here's what to, here we should do this instead. Things I hadn't thought about, how to optimize or strategize and make things processes improve and streamline it easier for our employees, easier for our users, et cetera. It's kind of interesting.
What's been the most surprising?
I don't think any individual thing has necessarily been tremendously surprising other than the overall, like we thought we were running the business pretty well before. And then we hired a guy who knew what he was doing. And it was like, oh, that surprised me. Like, I didn't know that such a thing was out there, It's interesting to work with like world-class people. It really is. That shocks me.
How many employees do you have?
35, something like that.
Wow.
And how many work on Cars and Bids?
Well, Cars and Bids on my YouTube channel are now under the same umbrella.
Okay.
They're the same thing. So all of us work on collaboratively and all of it.
How is your income broken down then between Cars and Bids and YouTube and like everything else you have going on?
I'm a W-2 man. I earn a salary. So I sold, the majority of the business, combined the YouTube channel and Cars and Bids into one business. Well, sold them separately, but now we're combined into one business. That was I sold the majority to this private equity firm, the Churning Group, and now I just am a salaried employee.
How long do you have to work on the YouTube channel in that contract?
Well, I mean, I get a good salary and I love the work. So like, I'm going to keep doing, like, what the hell else would I do? Look at me. Like, this is the only job I've ever had.
Is it a part of the contract
there was sort of like an earn out period basically where I got, if I worked for a certain number of years that there was a carrot that I could grab if I wanted it. And I did that, but like, I'm not stopping. Like, I truly don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Like
you would be doing it regardless.
I would do it anyway.
I saw the video you posted recently of would you retire?
Right. If I wasn't doing this, I think I would do it. Right. Like if I wasn't doing it for Cars and Bids, I restart my own channel and just like do it on a smaller scale again.
Is it more enjoyable to be a W-2 than it is to be a business owner?
I think it really depends on who you are. It depends on who you are, how much money you got, and where in your career and in your family life you are. For me, it has been better. It has been nice to take a step back. It has been nice to hand the reins to someone who knows what he's doing, who has optimized the business in a way that I never could have. That's been great. It's a little weird to like, I'm a salary guy like that. My whole life I've been self-employed.
It must be nice though, knowing how much you're earning.
Yeah, that helps. The variability of YouTube was punishing. However, I also remember months that were crazy and you'd celebrate. I mean, I remember some months where it was really cool. It was like, I can't believe this happened.
Do you get less joy though when you see a video hit like 3 million views or like a 1 out of 10 because it's like the same either way?
Totally. Although I actually think my audience benefits from that because, you guys and everybody else who's on YouTube in that world, like kind of games that you put the best videos up at the end of the quarter, end of the year, like make the most money. How can I optimize this? I got no problem shooting a video with a car that I'm interested in and that this sliver of my audience is interested in, even if I know it's not going to kill. and I love that. That freedom is cool.
But see, the most viewed video on your channel is that $150,000 pickup truck.
I'll never forget that. Yeah, right.
More than the Bugattis and the Ferraris.
But on balance, those types of videos have done better. Like if you really look at, if you have a spreadsheet with all of it, the supercar, hypercar videos have always done, X amount higher than, but I like sometimes, I actually love doing supercar, hypercar videos too, because they're very creative, those cars. But I like doing the weird stuff too. And now I can financially justify it because you see a video hit 3 million views, you don't get all that money, any of it. But you see a video hit, half the views is normal, you don't get penalized. And that's kind of nice.
So, what's your current involvement in the business? Like, what are the things that you're responsible for?
Primarily just creating the content and trying to, be a good funnel to get people to Cars and Bids.
Titles,
and to get
thumbnails, like... What are your
thumbnails? What thumbnails?
Yeah,
there aren't
sure.
thumbnails.
We have I have an editor named Nick who does most of our who does our video editing and does a lot of that kind of stuff. We fight about titles, me and Sean, who's our head of content. But I definitely don't. I'm not involved in the weeds like I used to. People ask me. I still kind of know the view numbers more or less, but like people ask me, specifics and the stuff I would have known cold 5 years ago,
and do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I mean, so this all coincided with me having kids, and so I'm kind of famous in our world now for kind of saying no to everything. Like it upset Sean. I issued an edict. If you go, maybe I've told this story, but if you go up the 405, if you go up the freeway at the 405 and the 73, there's a giant Hyundai headquarters building, and I've told everybody that I won't go north of there for any reason. I used to go to LA every week to shoot. There was this car, that car, this little carrot dangling. Like if you go to Texas, you can get this video done. And it's been nice to spend the time with my family. And due to my amazing staff and crew, we've not really been penalized on views. We've brought cars to our office. I didn't have an office before. I would shoot in Mormon church parking lots. That was my whole life. Now we have an office. The cars come to us. Obviously, that ratchets up the cost, but there's a larger business that can help defray those costs. And we haven't been penalized in views, even though I clearly am not. I'm releasing content at the same level. The content is just as good. The amount of content is just as frequent.
I would agree with that as a viewer. Yeah.
The amount is just as frequent. In fact, we're doing more content than before, but I definitely don't have to grind as much. And within my world where I have a family now, which is definitely my most important thing, that's big to me.
What made it the right choice to take your foot off the gas? Was it the family coming in? Was it an age thing? Was it a finance thing where I'm financially comfortable. I don't necessarily need to grind, pedal to the metal.
It was all those things. But I mean, I would sort of argue against the take your foot off the gas thing because I am making more content than I was before. It's just that I'm not doing the like hard little stuff, sitting in the car, going up to LA, editing the videos while I'm sitting on my couch, like that stuff, the really hard stuff I've been able to. So like from a content perspective and making the content and honestly enjoying making the content, I'm still like the same dude I always was. I don't think I've taken my foot off the gas in that level. And I think our numbers reflect that. And honestly, I think our viewers feel that way too, clearly.
Do you enjoy making the content more now than you did back in the day then? Since back in the day, you'd have to do this stuff.
It depends on exactly what content it is. I will say there are times when I'm reviewing the new Nissan Sentra and I'm sitting here thinking, why am I doing this? But most of the time, I either enjoy it just as much or more.
Do you wish then that you said no to those things a little earlier?
Yeah, but I couldn't have. You know the grind. Okay. You guys know the grind.
Yeah.
I mean, did you watch Hoovie's video? Hoovie had a video come out. It was so sad. His dog got hit. He was running in the street and his dog got hit.
No, I didn't see that.
And he basically made the point that like between that and he had this mishap with his 300 SL where he hit his door, he was like, I've been doing a lot of stuff that my focus is lost because I'm just grinding so hard and my foot is on the gas so hard. And that resonated with me so much. Like when you're in this space, you can't not, like I was just talking to a guy at the Lambo dealer who told me he had a kid and he took 2 weeks off. And like, you're in sales, you take 2 weeks off. That's 2 weeks you're not going to make money. Like, it's hard to do. And that's true of our profession as well. Or not mine any longer, but now, like, if you take time off, that's just money out of your pocket. Like, and you lament that. And then you have to think, is it worth it? And it's that stuff is hard. But to answer your question, like at that period, I couldn't have done that. I realized that it was a rare period where I was going to be able to earn at that level and be at that level of content and views and stuff. And I had my foot on the gas for that whole time and had to go hard. And I don't think I could have slowed down any earlier.
When is that the right time to take your foot off the gas then?
Or at least to say no to more things that you don't want to do.
I think the right time is when at least for me, it was when all those things came together. I had gotten a big payout and was financially independent, like at that point. My family showed up and the at some point you are getting old. I mean, it doesn't look very physical what I do, but like it took a toll being in the hot sun every single day filming videos. Getting into the backs of stupid cars, being on the road, driving to this or flying to that every week, like it after a while, it becomes a lot. And so if you can find yourself in a financial and in a familial situation where you can maybe take a break from that level of grind. I think it's a nice thing to do.
See, most people aren't in that situation
They're
though,
not.
where they have all these things happen at the same time.
Pre-kids.
They're in like a boil.
Yeah.
Where it just keeps growing, and it's, eventually kind of reaches a tipping point, but that could be when you're like 70 or 60.
I will say, like, one of the things I watch though with these people is that they complain about how difficult this is and how much the grind is, and yet I see them ratcheting up their personal expenses. They want to get one more car, they want to get one more house, whatever, and it's like, that's just another X number thousand that you got to hit every month. And I think another thing that has helped me stop and kind of slow down is that I got everything I want. Like, I truly I'm not sitting here thinking that I want any more cars or any more property. I'm like cool with what I have. And there's something nice about that too, that like, I know that my spend will probably never go higher than it is right now. And I think that if you're in sort of an accumulation phase in your world, that also makes it really hard to stop grinding and grinding harder and chasing every last little thing. And I think there's not a lot of people who get to a point where they say, I have what I want. I think most people, especially when they reach financial levels that are, pretty significant financial levels, they see their peers who are flying private and their peers who have this car or that house, and they're like, I want that, and they got to keep ratcheting. And I'm unusual in that respect.
Was getting to that point of satisfaction a product of acquiring wealth, or was it just a change in the mentality?
I think it was literally that I just like dreamed of having a few things, and then I got them all, and I don't have any more dreams.
So it was actually getting the thing.
Yeah. And getting the thing itself wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be. Like, it was great, but I think the most satisfying thing was knowing that I don't have to grind anymore. That's a big deal for me. It's not for everybody. Some people love it. I talked to some people who have sold their business for many times what mine is, and they're like working on their next thing, and I'm sitting here like, what the hell? But for some people, like, you can't stop, they can't turn it off. And I'm not judging that. Like, what I like right now in my world is hanging out with my kids, volunteering at their school, and going swimming with them in the pool, and building Legos. And we build a lot of Legos. Like, that's what I like right now. But I know there are a lot of people out there, parents, dads, people who don't want that, who are like, the next thing is like really actually what they like, what is interesting to them. And that's their thing. That's fine.
Do you feel like you got less motivated though, once you hit those metrics and got those things, that now all of a sudden there's no more like push to...
Yeah, for sure. There were definitely some things that were motivating at a high level.
Yeah.
But I'm still motivated for our business to do well. And I hired all my friends to work here. And so I'm motivated for them to have some of the success that I had. And also, most importantly, I am like just intrinsically motivated by this work. I truly love to do these stupid car reviews. And so like, there's not a part of me that is sitting there going like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this. This sucks. Like, I really like it. And so like, am I less motivated to chase the more numbers and all that? Yeah. But I don't know. I still love it. I still love doing it. Like, it's crazy to me. That's the dream, to find a job where you just really, really can't stop, love it, is like, that's very special to be in that situation for sure. Where I come into work and basically no matter what car I'm reviewing, I pull it into the garage here and I think to myself, okay, let's do this. Like, I'm excited.
What's your schedule like?
I shoot videos in this office most days of the week. But my son gets off school at 2:30, and so most of the time I'm basically there when he's around. So and I play tennis every day. So it's a nice balance,